To show you how coronavirus has been affecting the world economy, the global economy. So first of all, I want to show you this graph. This graph shows the global GDP. If we check the trend, this global GDP trend, 19 to 2020, there has been a downward trend, and this has mostly been linked either directly or indirectly with the China's lockdown. Because most of the world's developed and developing economies are linked with the China, either for raw materials or for the production. So once China halted that processes, it severely impacted the GDP. So how China became so much powerful that it controlled the world economy in some way or the other. The history dates back to 1894 when Zhahan revolution overthrew the Qing dynasty under Sun Yat-sen, and China became a powerful People's Republic of China. Later in 1949, under Mao Zedong, People's Republic of China was established with Beijing as capital. So let's see how from 1960s the China, which brought in several economical laws, it changed the regulations, how it has affected its GDP and how it became a powerful. Let's see, let's check in this animation. China brought several economical regulations, economical freedoms, and how it affected its economy. Let's check in this animation. Went bad for the two major economies of the world, Japan and Germany, who were topping the group along with the US most of the years from 1960 until China passed them. It is because the China had more skilled workers and more economic freedom to the companies investing there. So these were the two factors. 1970s, China was basically an agriculture-based economy. But later the economic reforms that were introduced by Deng Xiaoping established China as an industrial master. So to so that its import versus export graph with USA technically came down. It was exporting more than importing. So what was the factors that led to this establishment of China as manufacturing hub? It was Deng Xiaoping's four modernization reforms. First, agriculture ended collective farms and allowed farmers to rent land and grow crops for profit. As a result, food production increased by 50%. Goal 2, industries. He allowed private businesses, relaxed government control, run factories, and let foreign companies open in China. This mainly happened with law on Chinese foreign equity joint ventures 1979, which opened foreign investment in India. And this really established the China's trade relation with USA because then they had a very good diplomatic relations. As a result, the income rose and the Chinese bought consumer goods like TVs and appliances. Goal 3, defense. Modernization of the military and the building more nuclear weapons. Technology 4, technology, that was the goal 4. They invested more in education, built a space program and welcomed foreign technological ideas. So the game-changing law was, of course, the law on Chinese foreign equity joint ventures. This law opened foreign investment in China, which was mostly with the US companies. And as a result, 7,000, there was an increase of 7,000 between the China and US relations. So, thus, from 1960s till now, you can see that the China's GDP share has been mostly been based out of its exports. Though China initially provided very low waged labor, there was no law that governed the minimum salary, there was no law that controlled the child labor. As a result, more and more companies felt that they can produce goods at a cheaper rate in China. But later on, workers started demanding more wages, and the companies who had no option to go had to surrender before the demands. Thus, the per capita income of the Chinese workers also increased. So to so, it is as of 2010, it was $8,000. Other important feature of the Chinese government that led to this increase was China's skill development program. The workers were working efficiently, and this was really increasing the production of the companies. More production, more profit. Thus, more and more companies wanted to shift their production units in China. So what happened after Corona? There was exports were seen leaking down in the China. So the companies and the countries started moving their production units out of the China. The first one to do was Japan. So Japan gave its companies 240 billion yen package to move the production units out of the China. The second one was, of course, the USA. Though the other factor with the USA was a trade war that was going on between the USA and the China. But the companies, the US companies were definitely moving out of the China. So there was a news headline in the Washington Post that says more than 50 major companies from Google to Nintendo pulled production from China because of the trade war. So before Corona this has started, but Corona worked as an engine and it escalated this process. The various countries that can take the benefit out of this China's slowdown. First one is Vietnam, large workforce, less regulations. Second, Mexico, close proximity to the US. It is providing a large market, large workforce, and less regulations. Third one is Sri Lanka, being an island, export and import are easy, large market. And the fourth one is India. Of course, though there are certain bureaucratic and economic reforms that we need, but India can surpass China. So what's next? The next is how has it dampened the GDP around the world? So for China, if you take the coronavirus has taken 1.5% of the GDP. For Japan, it's 0.4, and other Asian countries is 0.4, Eurozone 0.1, United States 0.1. So if you like this video, do subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.